Hi everyone, it's been a while. I know the last video I said I was going to talk about credit cards, but I can tell you honestly about credit cards is that the best credit card to have is one with a zero balance. Um, there aren't really any benefits to having a credit card unless you want to rent a car or reserve something in that effect, or if you have a large purchase. I've done that before, but paid them off very quickly. Some of them, if you have large amount of debt left on several credit cards, you can get a new credit card that is giving an offer for transfer. And what you do is you transfer all of your debt from your old credit cards to the new credit card. And when you do that, the new credit card will give you 0% for a period of time, but you have to pay them off. If you don't, you're going to be right back where you were with the jacked up interest rate. Hang on, let me shut this door. The birds are making a lot of noise today. Okay. Other than that, you can just not pay your credit cards and let them go into bad credit. And if you are living on Social Security, your Social Security is a government benefit, or it's not an entitlement, it's a benefit. And so it cannot be garnished. And a lot of people that are elderly don't know that their income cannot be garnished. Now, some things can be garnished, so you might want to talk to a lawyer or look it up. Personal loans, I would not get any personal loans to cover credit card debt because of the high interest rate. So that's where I am with the credit card stuff. I'm kind of going to leave that for now. It's the beginning of September, so I thought I would go over something. Originally, I had set on my budget, I had set $400 a month for food for me and my pets. And I was kind of averaging that, but I was taking everything that I would go buy and just list it as a group. And I didn't split it up. So this past month, what I started doing is I put it into more detailed categories. Like I have one category for a restaurant and junk food. And I'm talking about like junk food you buy at the store, a candy bar, or like I got these ranch straw things, that kind of stuff, junk. And food was strictly meal type food. Okay. Then I had another category that was its own category. Then I have a category for pet food and supplies. So when I buy the animals kale and the other greens and stuff, that gets into their own category, along with the other supplies that I have to buy, like the bird food and the cat litter and that kind of stuff. That gets its own separate category. Then I had another category that was kind of crunched into all that. My things like toiletries and medications and things like that, like I buy ibuprofen or some vitamins, toilet paper, toothpaste, that kind of stuff. So I kind of separate them all out into their own categories. And it was kind of surprising to me because actual food that I bought for the month of August, now this is actual food that I bought that I ate or whatever, or is still in the cabinet, was less than $160, which I'm just flabbergasted. I mean, my junk food only came to about $26. I might have spent some cash somewhere. I usually get a receipt for everything, but sometimes I'm in a rush and I forget. So that total could be a little bit more. So it's not unrealistic to expect the actual food budget, the actual food expense to be less than what you budget for, because most people don't divide those things up. They just buy all their stuff together. They buy their toilet paper, their toothpaste, all that stuff is all lumped together. And their pet food and their supplies and all that for the pets. So it ends up looking like it was $400. So, the worst trips were like going to Walmart, because you go to Walmart and everything is there. So you can get your pet food, you can get your clothes, you can get your shoes, you can get junk food. You can go to the deli and get a sandwich. You can go into the garden department and get stuff for your plants. I could get a few art supplies. There are not really that many because they're kind of limited. So that was mostly what I wanted to talk about today, is because I've noticed, and today's the 1st of September, and I've been tracking this meticulously, except for a couple little cash things that I probably forgot. So it's been a real eye-opener. I thought that I was having trouble with managing my budget, and things come up all the time. I had a friend that is moving, so I've had to help her out with some things, but it's not really budget type stuff, because I do some volunteer work and they give me a gas card that's prepaid gas card for stuff that I've already done. So like for the trip that I had to make to her house and back from Tallahassee, I used the gas card, and it was a wash for me. Otherwise, it'd be cutting into my budget, of course. For the month of September, I'm going to switch my budget around a little bit. I'm going to try to limit the food down to close to what I actually spent, and still keep the categories going, and see how September comes out. The reason one of the main reasons that I changed the junk food separate is because I wanted to quit eating so much junk food. That's really the reason I did it. I haven't eaten a lot of restaurant food in quite some time. Every once in a while, I might get a sandwich from Subway, or somebody wants to go out to eat, and they usually pay because I tell them I'm not spending all that kind of money. But I really wanted to cut out the junk food. So that was the whole reason behind me separating it into a different category. And so, it's kind of an eye-opener. And so I started a part-time job. So that is going to, some of the expenses might go up a little bit. Like the gas is probably going to go up because the job I got is on the other side it's about 30 miles away. So it's a drive. And I'm only going like 3 times a week. So it's not going to be that much more, but it will be more. Plus, if I don't take my lunch with me on the long days that I'm there, I may end up, they have a cafeteria, it's at a hospital. I may end up buying food there. I haven't really decided about that, because they have a system where they can take the expenses from the cafeteria right out of your paycheck before you even get your paycheck. And this money that I'm going to be getting with this job is going to be going towards paying off my house and my regular monthly expenses, because I really want to be debt free by the time I reach age of Social Security. And that's my goal. I know people have different goals. I know some people are just want to get by. And I am by no means an expert, but I just hope that this helps a few people when you're doing the budget, because budgets can be really scary. And I've been putting these videos out to try to get people to know that the budget is not as scary as it looks. Once you do it a few times, it gets a little easier. It's like anything else. Once you've done it a few times, you become an expert. I've been doing some painting since I've been off. I've got several little paintings back here. I really like these. They're really pretty to me. I don't know what anybody else thinks about them. But, and then I have somebody want me to teach them how to do this. So that's really, really cool. And so in all of that little verbiage that I just spilled out, I want everyone to know that things are going well. And I had no damage from this hurricane because it missed me by a long, long ways. We were worried a little bit, and there's a whole bunch more of those tropical things out there in the Gulf and beyond, and I just roll with it. I've been dealing with these for so long. Anyway, so I hope you have a nice day, and I'm not going to tell you what the next topic's going to be because I don't know. It'll be there whenever it comes. Have a nice day, and I'll see you next time.